Who is ready for some 49er football? Let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a Thursday night episode with the Niner Sickness Podcast. I am your host, Niner Beto. We're going to talk about the 1984 defense and the 2019 defense. Which one was better? And can the 2023 defense be better than both? We're going to talk about that right after this. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go, guys. We're going to talk 1984 defense versus 2019. I'm excited. Hello, how's everybody doing tonight? Before we get started, please do me a favor and please wipe your feet before entering and smash that like button for your boy, Niner Sickness. I would appreciate it. We got our boy, Jimmy Perez in the house. What's up, Jimmy? Welcome, brother. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you. We got John in the house. What's up, John? We got Daniel Baris reporter. What's up, brother? We got Brian Cope in the house. What's up, Brian? Big Brian. We got Crazy Guy in the house. What's up, brother? We got our Facebook user in the house. What's up, brother? We got David McNiner in the house. What's up, brother? We got Rafael 1629ers in the house. What's up, brother? I'm fired. I don't know about you guys, man, but I'm fired up. The season's up. We're in a 40-day state where the players go out and work their butt off. The coaches put their plan game together, and then freaking camp starts in July, mid-July. We're going to talk 49ers. We're going to talk the 1984 defense. Who remembers the 84 defense? Who in the chat were alive to acknowledge the 84 defense? Let me know in the chats. Were you old enough to watch that 84 season all the way to the Super Bowl? Let me know in the chats if that's you. If not, if many of you might have watched it on the game on a replay on YouTube. But let me know if you were alive for that game. Crazy Guy says, not me. I was born in 2000. Okay, so you're 23 years old. You're a young one.
Booyah!
Booyah! What's up, Joey? It's in the house. What's up, Joey? You were 9 years old? Okay. So you remember that game. So we're going to talk about the players in the 1984 season. Who remembers those players? Who remember those players in 1984? Give me a second real quick. Nope. Actually, I put 90. Hold on. I put 94. I'm like, Brian Young wasn't playing. Brian Young wasn't playing in 84. Duh. All right, now we got the right. Hold on, guys. Now we got the right list. What's up, Jess from East Coast, Red and Gold? We got Young Hitter in the house. What's up, Young Hitter? Hold on, guys. Move that out of the way. So, I'm fired up. I'm excited. I'm excited to talk 49er football. I'm excited to talk some football. Let me read some of these comments. Some of these comments are coming in hot right off the press. They're coming in hot right off the press. So what's up, Beto and everyone? We got what's up, Brian Cope and David McNiners. You guys saying hi to each other. Crazy guy says October 8, 23, we will kill them. We salt them. We salt them. We pepper them. Oh, I got you. And we cover them. Chloride better than we eat them. Man, bro. Talk about being aggressive. Being aggressive. So, who are the players in 1984? And we're going to talk particularly the defense. We're going to talk about the defense more than the offense, obviously. What is up, Tony Cope? The better looking and the better half of Mr. Brian Cope. Welcome to the channel, sister. My 49er Empire sister, welcome. Let's see here. Not too much. Hope you're having a wonderful, blessed day. Always having a blessed day. When I get the opportunity to do this, today we went to San Jose. I watched my granddaughter graduate from elementary, and now she's going to junior high. And then we came home, relaxed a little bit. Just me and the wife. We took a nice drive, hour and 45-minute drive up and an hour 45-minute drive back, and decided, you know what, I'm gonna do a show, talk 49ers defense. So my life couldn't get any better. And then tomorrow night, we're gonna go out. They're having here in Modesto, they're having graffiti night, lowriders graffiti night. So me and the wife, we're gonna have a date, and we're gonna go to graffiti night here in Modesto. Check out the hot rods. Normally, on Fridays, we have a show with my co-host Jess from East Red and Gold, East Coast Red and Gold, but we're going to postpone it. Not this Friday, not next Friday, until the following Friday. We'll come back. This Friday, tomorrow, I'm going to spend a little bit of R&R with the wife. And next Friday, Jess has plans. So we'll resume the following Friday after next. Let's see the calendar. If I have a calendar on me. Calendar. So tomorrow is the 9th. So we'll return back on the 23rd. On the 23rd of June at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So make sure to write that on your calendars. Okay, so first player on the 84 Niners. Let me walk him real quick. My boy, my brother from another mother, my Uso. What's up, Uso? We got Jason in the house, brother. Got my Uso in the house. All right. Who remembers Jim Stickley? Stickley. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the last name correctly. Stokely, I believe is correct. Who remembers Jim Stokely? He had 3 INTs, 3 sacks that year. In 1984, he had 3 sacks. Now we're going to look at the sacks. We're going to look at the INTs. We're going to look at the forced fumbles, recoveries, and determine which defense was better, 84 or 2019. And we're also going to talk a little bit about the 2023. This year's defense. Is this defense going to be historical? Will this defense be one of the great defense when we look back after this season? Can Steve Wilkes lead this defense into a history-making year? We're going to talk about that because, man, we have some players on this D for sure. We got some playmakers all across the board. So we have Jim Stokely. We have Manu Tuiasosopo. He had 4 sacks, 2 fumbles, recoveries. Then we have our boy, a big boy, Dwayne Board. How many remember Dwayne Board? He had 10 sacks and 1 fumble recovery. Then we have Dan Bunyan. He had 1 sack, 1 INT. Then we have Ricky Ellison, 2 sacks. We had Jack Reynolds. For some reason, it doesn't have his stats on Pro Football. But we have Tina Turner. Who remembers the great linebacker Tina Turner? He had 2 sacks, 4 interceptions. We had arguably the best safety, Ronnie Lott, USC, with 1 sack, 4 INTs. We had Eric Wright, 2 INTs. Carlton Williamson, with 1 sack, 2 INTs. And then we had Dwight Hicks, 3 INTs and 3 fumble recoveries. Who remembers these players? Jim Stokely, Tuiasosopo, Dwayne Board, Jack Reynolds, Tina Turner, Ronnie Lott, Eric Wright, Carlton Williamson, and Dwight Hicks. That was a great defense in 1984. For sure. Who remembers them? Jason says, Turner was a bad dude. I'm telling you, he was a badass. Hold on, let me see here. I'll use that. Level up. Ronnie Lott was there. Dwight Hicks was one hell of a free safety. Williamson was a great safety as well. And then you had the corners of Eric Wright. Oh, my goodness. And then you had Ronnie Lott also. This defense made history. Now, they won the Super Bowl, right? They went on and won the Super Bowl. Now, that's the only difference between the 2084 that we're going to talk about tonight and the 2019. The 2019 defense was great. They made it to the Super Bowl, but they just couldn't punch it in. Now, I'm pretty sure you guys haven't forgotten who the players were in 2019. But just in case, we're going to go over it. Okay. We had the rookie, Nick Bosa. He was a rookie in 2019, and this offseason, he's about to get paid. We have Nick Bosa with 9 sacks, 1 interception, and 2 fumble recoveries. We had DJ Jones, 2 sacks. We have DeForest Buckner, 7.5 sacks, 4 fumble recoveries. We had Eric Armstead, had his best year with 10 sacks. He had 10 sacks on the year with 1 fumble recovery. Then we had K1 Alexander, 0.5 sacks, 1 INT. Fred Warner, the baddest man around, 3 sacks, 1 INT. Greenlaw, 1 sack, 1 INT. We had Richard Sherman with 3 INTs. Emmanuel Mosley with 1 interception. Tart with 0.5 sack and 2 fumble recoveries. And Jimmy Ward, 1 sack to his name that year. Now, the 2084 made it to the Super Bowl, and they were able to punch in their ticket, and they brought the Lombardi home. The 2019 made it to the Super Bowl, but they just fell short from punching in their ticket and bringing that Lombardi home. So I want to ask you guys in the comments, before we talk about the 2023 defense, I want to ask you guys, does the 1984 defense have a leverage over the 2019? Because not only did they make it to the Super Bowl, but they punched their ticket and got that ring. Does a defense, in order to be historical, in order to make it into the history books, do they need to win a Super Bowl? Does a defense, to be considered the best of the best in any particular year, do they need to punch in their ticket and get a Super Bowl, or could their stats speak for themselves? I'm curious to know in the comments. Look who it is, my brother from another mother. Niner Gang Podcast. Dion's in the house. What's up, Dion? Make sure to follow Dion. Make sure to go to his channel and follow my boy Dion. He brings great content. He tells you the way it is, and he is fun to watch. So make sure to check him out, support him, and go plug into his channel. We got my little sis. What's up, Dawn? How you doing? How are the girls doing tonight? Let Jayla and Ariel know that Uncle Bert said hello. I say Uncle Bert because my niece can never say Beto, so she will call me Uncle Bert. Hey, Uncle Bert. So let her know Uncle Bert said hello. So let me know in the comments. Does a defense, in order to make it into the history books, based on what they've done that particular year, do you feel they have to punch it in and win the Lombardi Trophy so they can fall into that historical spot like the 2000 Buccaneers, the Ravens, who else? The 84 Niners, the 85 Bears. These elite defenses, they played elite throughout the season, but they punched it out by getting a Super Bowl. Do you feel that the 2019, as good as they played, as great as they were, do you feel they don't fall in that category for the fact that they were not able to do what the 84 Niners D did, is punch in that Super Bowl and bring in the Lombardi? I'm very curious on your guys' thoughts, process. Very emotional days, I bet. I bet it's been very emotional days for you, Don, watching your two beautiful angels graduate and continue to grow. I'm telling you, they grow so fast. They're little ones, and then before you know it, they are getting married and having kids. So you got to take advantage of your kids while they're young, because they definitely grow up quickly. Has a Cowboy fan ever attacked me? Um, Attacked me in a sense where he wanted to fight me because of my team, or attacked me like he was trying to clown on my team. Please clarify. What do you mean, like attack me? Like he tried to jump me or beat me up, or was he just talking smack? Okay, UFC. Enjoy the match with you and your husband, and have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And yes, our Giants definitely won tonight. Ooh, what a birthday present. What a birthday present for her. That is awesome.
Booyah!
Booyah. Well, have fun. Enjoy the game. And she's living a
Thug Life Certified.
Thug Life certified. Have fun, Don. Enjoy the match with your hubby. It's always important to spend time with the family. Family should always come first, and then everything else falls into place. Have a wonderful night, Don. So, the 1984 Niners, you had players like Dwayne Board. You had players like Ronnie Lott, players like Tina Turner, Jack Reynolds, Dwight Hicks, Tolosupo, Jim Stokely, Carlton Williamson. You had these players balling. They were balling in 1984. I remember them like it was yesterday. They were an amazing defense. They were kicking butt. They were getting after the quarterback. They were bringing pressures. They were intercepting the quarterbacks. And remember, back in 84, it was completely different the way the defense is played in today's game. Back then, you were able to hit the quarterback and not get penalized. Now, if you happen to look at the quarterback the wrong way, they call a flag on you. What's up, John? Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for wiping your feet. I appreciate that very, very much. Make sure to also follow me on Twitter at NinerSickness49. I appreciate that very, very much. So the 1984 defense compared to the 2019 defense. Even though I love DeForest Buckner, and I love that we have Fred Warner, and we had, back then we had our Tina Turners. But because they were not able to punch it in and win the Super Bowl, I have to give it to the 84 Niners. Now, let me ask you, how good could the 2023 defense be under Steve Wilkes? Has it all sunk in yet that you have the defensive player of the year, arguably the best, if not the top 3 pass rusher on your defense? You brought in a top 3, top 2 D tackle in Hargrave. You have Eric Armstead, and if history repeats itself, he had his best year when DeForest Buckner was causing havoc on the opposite side. Now that we have Hargrave, I expect Armstead to have a great year. And wait for it.
We interrupt this program to bring you an important announcement.
Drake Jackson, ladies and gentlemen. Drake Jackson.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
This guy is going to be a monster. This guy's going to be a monster in 2023. I have great expectations for him. I've been watching film on this kid from last year, when the games that he played with the Niners. I seen his determination, his batted balls down, his interception. He had 3 sacks and an interception, and I don't even know how many batted downs he had. And he didn't play the whole year. Now that he has a complete offseason, now that he gained weight and muscle, but hasn't lost the ability to come off the edge quickly, this kid, Drake Jackson, is going to be, nobody knows him too much right now. We do because we drafted him. USC fans know him because he came from USC. But a lot of the NFL don't know who this kid, Drake Jackson, is. I don't know about the fan base, but quarterbacks who's going to be quarterbacking this year in 2023 will get familiar very well with one Drake Jackson. I'm telling you, this kid is going to take it to the next level. He's going to take it to the next level. A lot of times with defensive linemen, it takes about a year or 2 for them to kind of catch on and just take off. I expect Drake Jackson to take off this season. I mean, when you have the likes of Bosa, Hargrave, and Eric Armstead, the weight of the world does not have to be on Jackson. Jackson will not be double teamed. Those double teams will be working on Bosa and Hargrave. All Jackson needs to do is win his one-on-ones. Just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it. In the comments. How many sacks is Jackson going to have in 2023? Realistically, how many sacks do you guys think that Drake Jackson will have in 2023? 3, 5, 7, 9, 10. What is the magic number for you? Raphael says 8.
Booyah!
I like it. John says between 5 and 10.
Booyah!
I think the fact that we have Eric Armstead, Hargrave had 11 sacks with the Eagles. Hargrave had 66 pressures from the inside. This guy was dominating the interior. Now you put him next to Bosa. You put him next to Bosa. Armstead is going to take off. Jackson's going to take off. And then you have arguably the best 2 linebackers in the NFL right now. And Fred Warner and Greenlaw. Now you have the secondary, right? You have the secondary, and you have Charvarius Ward in his second year. He played great his first year, coming in as a free agent. You're going to have him for a second year. Lenore did not start the way we wanted him to. He was kind of in and out battling it with Embry Thomas. He started, kind of struggled. Embry Thomas took over, played well for a bit. Then he struggled. And then here comes back Lenore. And never gave up the reins again. Lenore played very well towards the end of the season than what he did in the beginning. That's promising. Hufanga is going to come in as his second year as a starter. More confidence. And what does more confidence do? Allows you to be more of a playmaker. Tashawn Gibson, second year with the 49ers. He had a great first year as a pickup in free agency. I think he had like 5 interceptions for us. Let me take this off. It's getting me a headache. I had a little tight. So he had 5 interceptions against for us last year. I'm drinking water, by the way, not alcohol. I get real thirsty when I speak, so he had 5 interceptions. He came in as a player that was just kind of hanging in there. Nobody was picking him up. He's up there in age. And I believe the Niners signed him like right before the season started. and played so well that when Jimmy Ward came back from injury, that's the reason why we signed Tashawn Gibson. They never gave that spot back to Jimmy. They told Jimmy, if you want to play, you're going to have to do it as a corner, a slot corner to be exact. So I mentioned Lenore, I mentioned Ward, I mentioned Hufanga, and I mentioned Gibson. That's a great secondary. And then you bring in Steve Wilkes, a master, a great defensive coordinator, but specializes in the secondary. He specializes in the secondary. As a matter of fact, he's going to be watching the games from the booth. He will not be on the field. He will be on the booth making his proper adjustments because he's going to be able to see the whole field. And Chris Kasarik will handle the linemen. What's up, Steve-O? I hear you. So you got a secondary that is coming into its own. You got a freaking front four that is going to kick ass. You got the greatest two linebackers. We drafted Winters. We drafted Graham. We drafted Darryl Luther Jr., a corner that may be a steal in the draft. Then we brought in, according to Steve Wilkes, we brought in arguably the best, not a good corner, but the best slot corner in free agency. The Niners were able to link up the best slot corner in this year's free agency in Isaiah Oliver. He is a huge upgrade over Jimmy Ward, in my opinion. At the slot, I'm not saying the Jimmy Ward who is versatile or the Jimmy Ward as a safety. I'm talking particularly at the slot corner. Isaiah Oliver is an upgrade. How good can this 2023 defense be? Can it be a historical defense? Can it make it in the history books as arguably one of the best defense of the San Francisco 49ers looking back years from now? And people will be saying that 23 defense was freaking loaded. That 2023 defense was dominating. And then top it off with the Lombardi Trophy this year. Can we get the win? Can we win the Lombardi Trophy? Absolutely yes.
Hell yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
We can definitely win the Super Bowl this year. No questions. This is not me talking outside of my neck. This is not me just a rah-rah guy. This team has starters everywhere. Everywhere. We haven't even talked about the offense. We got starters everywhere on defense. And then we brought in freaking Hargrave, Isaiah Oliver. That's not even talking about the offense. How good could this offense be? Whether it's Trey Lance, whether it's Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, Ronald McDonald, or Mickey Mouse, I don't care. How good can this team be because of that defense, the run game, the receivers, the tight ends, even the offensive line? I don't care what people say. You can save the receipts and you can come back at me later. This offensive line will be a top 5 offensive line. I am confident that Jake Brundle, his second year as a starter, is going to dominate. We already know that the big silverback, Trent Williams, is fine. Aaron Banks, year number 2 as a starter. Spencer Buford, second year as a starter. Now, the person that we are questioning right now is Colton McKivitz. Colton McKivitz, how well is he going to be able to handle the right tackle? But if you remember, this time last year, what were Niner fans talking about? We were talking about the center position. We were talking about the Niners did not draft a top center. The Niners did not draft a top center. The Niners did not bring in a top center in free agency because they believed in Jake Brundle. And let's be honest, he did not disappoint. The Niners were right about Jake Brundle. Is he the greatest center? Absolutely not. Is he going to be a Pro Bowl? Probably not. But he's decent, and that's what you need. So, if I trust Chris Forrester, is it Chris Forrester? I know it's Chris Kocurek, so I might be getting Forrester's first name incorrect. Is it Chris Forrester, or am I screwing up his first name? But I trust in his evaluation of that offensive line. He said that we can go with Drake Brundle. They didn't draft a center. They didn't bring in a free agent center. Wait a minute. Deja vu, right? Deja vu? Wait a minute. Let's see. They didn't draft a center and they didn't bring in a center last year. This year, they didn't draft a tackle and they didn't bring in a tackle. Last year, they were confident in Jake Brundle. This year, they're confident in Colton McKivitz. Until I see Colton McKivitz shit the fan, if you will, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Until he shits the fan, I will give Colton McKivitz the benefit of the doubt. I believe the Forrester was right on Brundle, and I believe he's right on McKivitz. That is my opinion. And you can save the receipts for sure. Steve said, Brendel gave up one sack, just had penalties. And that's something he can fix. That's something. And his penalties was not because he was holding. His penalties was not because he was grabbing. His penalties was because the dude was what's the word I'm looking for? He was an eligible receiver. It's like, what are you doing down the field? That's how quick he is. Look who it is. My brother from a different mother. How you doing, sir? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Terror Dome is in the house. How you doing, Terror Dome? Welcome to the Niner Sickness Podcast, my brother. So, if the Niners were correct on Brendel and they did not draft or bring in a top free agent center, and they repeated that this year by not going after a top tackle. As a matter of fact, when they took the kicker, people were pissed. But this tackle was available, and that tackle was available. Who gives a shit which tackle was available? They didn't need one. Or at least they didn't feel that the tackles that were available were good enough to take at that spot. They felt because Robbie Gould was going to retire and they didn't want to pay a man of that age $5 million, which they could use it somewhere else, they decided to go after arguably the best kicker in the draft. Now, is Jake Moody going to plan out? We don't know. And I know a lot of Niner fans, they get in their feelings. Man, Niner fans, boy, can we get in our feelings. Boy, can we play the violin. The woe is me. Why did they take a kicker? Why didn't they take a tackle? Why are they starting Brock Purdy? Why are they starting Trey? Get out of your feelings. Grow a pair. Grow a pair and get out of your feelings. We are fans. We are not the GM and we're not the coach. Now, we're fans, so we are able to give our opinions. Yes, we are able to express how we feel, what we like and what we don't like. You have the freedom to express your feelings. If you have your own podcast, you can express your feelings. But that's what they are. Just your feelings. The Niners believe in Colton McKivitz. And if I sound like I'm kissing ass to the Niners, so be it. If somebody watches this podcast and is like, oh, Niners sickness, he's being a Matt Miyoko or he's being a David Lombardi. He's not ruffling no feathers. He's just kissing ass. It is what it is. I'm expressing how I feel. And how I feel is that we should trust the coaches. We should trust the process. We should trust that this team has been to 3, not 1, not 2, but 3 NFC championships and 1 Super Bowl appearance. And the tender of John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. May I remind you, when was the last time that the Cowboys have been to a championship? Forget the Super Bowl. When has it been the last time that the freaking Cowboys have been to a championship game? And yet, your San Francisco 49ers, my San Francisco 49ers, have been there 3 times and 1 Super Bowl appearance in the Shanahan era. We're not even talking about Harbaugh. If you want to add Harbaugh, now you're talking 6. Now you're talking 6 NFC championship games and 2 Super Bowl appearances. And the span of what? 10 years? 12, 15 years? Your San Francisco 49ers are one hell of a team. They are a great team. If they keep on knocking, eventually, they're going to kick that door down. But in order to make it and win a Super Bowl, you have to be relevant. You got to be relevant. I hear content creators say this all the time. I am tired of NFC championship games. I want a Super Bowl. I want to win a Super Bowl. I'm tired of NFC championship. And I understand your frustration. I do. Believe me. I understand your frustration. You're frustrated. You want a Super Bowl. But you got to be competitive. You got to be competitive. You got to be relevant. Listen, we've been to 3 NFC championship games and 1 Super Bowl appearance under Kyle Shanahan without a freaking quarterback. We don't have a Patrick Mahomes. We don't have a Josh Allen. We don't have a Joe Burrow. We had Jimmy dumbass Garoppolo. And your team has been to 3 NFC championship games and a Super Bowl appearance. I understand it's not enough. I understand it's not enough. We want to win more. But give your team, give your coach, your GM some credit. They're busting their balls and trying to get that Super Bowl for you. And people say, well, they should have drafted Patrick Mahomes. They should have drafted Deshaun Watson. What were they thinking? Why didn't they take? Who knows? I would have loved Patrick Mahomes. I would have loved Deshaun Watson winning 2 championships in Clemson. But the Niners wanted to build this team from the defense backwards. You got to remember, when Shanahan took over, it wasn't the same situation that when Harbaugh took over. When Jim Harbaugh took over, this team was already prime. It just needed to be led by the right leader. And it took off under Harbaugh. When Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch took over, they had to dismantle the team. They had to break it down to the core and rebuild it. And they rebuilded it from the defense up. And I guess Kyle was thinking, if we can get at least, based on Kyle's big ass ego, and yes, Kyle has a big ass ego. The way if we build the defense that we believe in, if we have this and we have that, and the way I run my scheme, Kirk Cousins can lead us to a Super Bowl. That's Kyle's way of thinking. Do I agree that he did not draft Mahomes or Deshaun Watson? No. Did he have his reasons? Yeah. It is what it is, man. Let me read some of these comments that I've fallen behind. Terradome says, it just kind of peeves me a bit, Beto, because if they knew McKivitz was better and he was ready, then we would have. We weren't playing our best player last year. You had McClinchy. You're not gonna. It's the same thing when Aaron Banks was drafted second round. Everybody's like, he should have been starting. You're not going to start him over Tomlinson. Tomlinson was the left guard. Now, once he left, Banks took over. You have McKivitz in the burners. He's learning. He's developing. As bad as people think that McClinchy was, you don't just sit McClinchy and play McKivitz, in my opinion. So I think they did the right thing by playing dumbass McClinchy. Being better than the Cowboys is like being faster than a turtle. Our standards is Super Bowl wins. It is. But in order to get to the Super Bowl, you got to be irrelevant. You got to be in the competition of it. The Seattle Seahawks have only won one Super Bowl. But they've been irrelevant every year, except maybe a few here and there. I want a Super Bowl, Terradome. I want a Super Bowl, guys. But I want to see my team in the playoffs every year, competing. The Rams got their Super Bowl, but I doubt they're going to see their team anytime soon back in the playoffs. They're going to be a 3-4 game win team, maybe 5. Yes, they got their Super Bowl, but now they're going to watch a bunch of shitty Rams play. I want to be relevant. I want to see my team in the playoffs every year. Do I want to win in the Super Bowl? Of course. But I want to be irrelevant. I want to win double-digit games. I want to be in the playoffs. I want to be advancing in the playoffs. You know how many teams are one and done? How many teams are one and done in the playoffs? The Niners never been a one and done team. When was the last time the Niners went to the playoffs and they got bounced the first game? Think about it. When was the last time we played in the playoffs and we got bounced in the very first game? It has been a minute. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me read this real quick. Beto, flossing with alternate. Mira, compliment. It's great production, bro. Thank you. You got to be competitive. Jimmy Perez is coming in with, when Tom Brady was a free agent back then, the Niners should have signed the GOAT. But no, Kyle wanted Jimmy G. Kyle did not want to give Tom Brady the credit for a Super Bowl. Kyle Shanahan wants the credit for winning a Super Bowl. But honestly, I don't know if bringing Tom Brady at that time, we would have won a Super Bowl. Who knows? Listen, just because he left the Patriots, went to the Bucks, and they were able to win a Super Bowl that very first year, There is no way you can tell me there's a guarantee that that would have happened the same with the 49ers. So it is what it is. We are in the verge of winning a Super Bowl in the next few years, man. I feel it. I want it to be this year. And I think we can do it regardless of who the quarterback is. Now, I think our chances, based on what I've seen, are better with Brock Purdy than they are with Trey. And I love Trey. I got Trey's jersey right there. There's Trey's jersey. I have a Trey jersey. I love the kid. I think Trey's an amazing young kid, full of potential. Sky's the limit. We gave up 3 number ones to go get him. But you can't deny the last year. You can't deny the last year comes in a 7th round rookie and plays the way that Brock Purdy played. How can you deny that the kid from Iowa came in and beat multiple defenses last year with dubs? The way he was kept his composure, the way that he was able to spread the ball, the way he was able to read the defense, the way he was able to compute all that information quickly and process it. The kid showed a skill set of a pro, of a 2 or 3 year vet, not a rookie. He was not running like a chicken without his head. One of the things that people run in the most with rookie quarterbacks is delay of games. How many rookie quarterbacks, even whether you get drafted in the first round or whatever round, delay penalties for delay a game are called? Why? Because the coach sends you the information and you got to process that and you got to translate it and give it out to the offense. And a lot of times these quarterbacks can't do that fast enough. So what happens? The delay of game. Brock Purdy. How many delay of games do you think we had with Brock Purdy? 8, 9? Or 1? But the 1984 defense, in my opinion, was better than the 2019 defense for the fact that they were able to punch it in and get the Super Bowl win. Now, will the 2023 defense make history? How good is Nick Bosa, Hargrave, Armstead, and Jackson really going to be? Stay tuned for this Sunday. We're going to talk about Nick Bosa. I'm going to come live at 3:15 on Sunday. We're going to talk Nick Bosa. We're going to talk about his contract. He's saying, show me the money. If you got the reference from the movie, can't think of the movie right now, but I had a long day today. I went to see my granddaughter graduate from elementary and go to junior high. I've been up all day. So I'm trying to think of the name of the movie. I can't think of it. But Show Me the Money by Tom Cruise was in the movie. That's Nick Bosa. And I think the Niners will show him the money. Let's talk about it on Sunday at 3:15. So make sure to join me here on the Niner Sickness. Make sure to follow me on my YouTube channel. If you are watching me on Facebook, on any of my groups on Facebook, please make your way over to YouTube, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and give me help me out there with that. All right, guys, have a wonderful evening. Enjoy your Thursday, enjoy your Friday, and enjoy definitely your weekend. Peace.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,